because, well, they are. Obviously, both of these teams trying to advance on to the bracket stage. And, yeah, I was kind of reviewing it, too. Something else it's really interesting about this whole format here for the Deadeye Bounty League. We've kept on making a point how the group stages themselves every single game. How there's $100 on the line, and you also get a bonus if you sweep a series. But on top of that, the brackets work a similar way where every single round, basically, there's money on the line. It's not just the ultimate end goal prize pool. If you make the Final Four in the first place, you actually get $500 on top of that. If you then advance on to a further round, it's another 1,000. Like, it's all broken down at Honcho.com/DBL. Go Deadeye Bounty League. It's actually really cool, though. Anyways, the point is, there's a lot of money still to be made here. And right now, Team Who is in a good spot to make some good money as far as advancing on. But Reason Gaming, going to have to grind it out and starts here. Joined by St. Rocks once again as my co-caster, and I'm rambling on. We got a draft to talk about here.
Yeah. They've been picking really fast. It's been snap picks for the most part, like 80-80 on extra time for both teams. Really feels like Immerboy knows what he wants to draft, and same goes for Slaskadule. Ophelia, Moira, and Dark Lady, definitely an early game lineup with some fallback on the Dark Lady, and with Moira for the team fighting, and the saving of Dark Lady if they go on her with the ulti. So far, a lot of synergy between those three picks. And on the other side, we got Swiftblade, Midas, and Parasite, who are capable of dealing a lot of magical damage, basically. But no real synergy between them.
Well, again, I think it is somewhat of an active lineup here. Really, is that's the synergy, if anything. But I will say this about Dark Lady. I mean, again, especially this is Raising Gaming bringing out their big guns right here.
Yeah.
Dark Lady is a known hero, especially for them that Immerboy loves to run and do very well. Sync has made it very clear that against Reason, especially, they're going to ban Dark Lady. They do not want to deal with that hero in Immerboy's hands. So they're busting out the big guns here. Ophelia,
and also
another good
Tenga
one.
Fitz Ophelia is really, really strong. Like, Tenga Fitz Ophelia has given recent gaming some wins that, like, I thought was not possible. But he is really, really strong with this hero. So yeah, definitely another one of the big guns. We don't get to see it a lot for whatever reason, but Tenga Fitz is very capable on Ophelia.
Then Moira on top of that, of course, and well, we've talked plenty about her.
Yeah,
what she can do.
We've seen Moira in the hands of Insania doing amazing things for team fights. Gladiator, wow.
What?
I've
heard about them running a Gladiator before.
Really?
I think I'm not going to try to guess here necessarily, but I want to say Sloske maybe is known for running it, but I'm not 100% certain.
I think you might be mistaking them for Disband. I know Pink Curdy has
maybe.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe it is that.
Playing Gladiator in jungle.
Really?
With like pooling and then getting some level on Gladiator and then ganking with the showdown and his pitfall.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they've done it in tournament games though.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Gladiator though. Not only is he's always just been a very intriguing pick. Only been played 5 times. Okay, they have played a couple times himself. There you go. But he did actually get some pretty significant changes in this last patch. He was one of the bigger heroes that got some, including his ultimate and how it kind of works now. It's a little bit easier to target, which I personally love. And then the mechanics of it changing slightly. Also, the damage buffer duration increased to 10 seconds now at all levels rather than 5, 6, 7. So and then the cooldown itself was actually increased as well. So a little bit of a nerf there, but.
The ulti is definitely a lot easier to land now. Like before, you had to be aware of where you were to land it, because it had something weird that it needed to start behind you a certain, I think it was 1,000 units. But now it will just like start. It will hit the spot that you target, and that's neat. I like that.
I mean, my only problem though, like this isn't a Gladiator. Not that he needs to be with an AOE centric lineup, but the synergy is just not there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, unless I'm missing something. But
I mean, you pointed up earlier that they have some active heroes in Swiftblade, Midas, and Parasite, and Gladiator is a good carry for like getting kills. His showdown is really great for catching people with escapes. But yeah, I mean, as I was saying myself, the synergy is not really there. A Flux would have been great this game. No, hold on. Yeah, Flux with Gladiator could be good, but then it's not like a massive combo like the Flux NG or Flux Tempest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, again, he's not like, oh, what are they like, there's no way. Again, he does plenty of damage himself.
yeah,
He gets the assassin shroud. I mean, we all know how many that's crazy with the RNG on
the
his
1K
side.
crits.
Yeah, how he can just do ridiculous damage and in even AoE, but hell, just for ganking purposes. So I wonder, are we gonna see like even like something like a roaming gladiator? No, probably not, especially with
Yeah,
that final pick. But
yeah, that's
um,
gonna be a farming Gladiator.
okay,
As no, yeah, a mid lane Gladiator, a Suicide Midas, and a short lane Swiftblade. It looks like,
maybe.
or a Suicide Swiftblade,
Keep in reason
and
guessing.
yeah, they're just no. There we go. Swiftblade short lane. There we go. And Shorkin is going to be swapping with who has a Parasite? I'm blind. He has a Parasite. Never mind.
Sure, yeah, there you go.
Pharaoh picked up. That's Saint's probably one of Saint's best heroes.
Yeah.
You're definitely right on the ball when you said they're bringing their A game. With big
Yeah.
guns.
I mean,
Even
every
Boy
single
Dark Lady,
player's like got a pretty comfortable hero, and this is
yeah.
just a really strong team over here.
If Recent Gaming is making a comeback, this will be the game. Putting it out there.
It has to be. If they're making a comeback, I mean, they got no choice here.
I mean,
They win this game
Fair
or
enough,
they
fair
don't.
enough.
So, but
Fair
no,
enough.
I
Good
see what
point,
you're
good
saying.
point.
Though. This they made a point that yeah, we're not gonna try anything fancy here. We're just gonna go to what we know, and that's what
exactly.
they're doing here. So, on the other hand, you got Team Who, who's doing something a little funky, with that Gladiator pick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. Like, it's not a great team fight lineup. Gladiator is so far the only one that really like Gladiator and Midas for that matter. But it's not the same kind of like I'm confused why they strayed away from what they did the two first games where they picked team fight lineups that carried them throughout the game. Like why stop that? Why stop that trend?
Yeah.
You're doing pretty well. So yeah, I wonder what they're gonna be going for here. It looks like I mean Gladiator Slasker usually lanes mid lane, and Certus usually lanes bot lane. So
by the
it's looking like
yeah.
Certus trialing bot lane, Gladiator mid, and then Midas top. Is what I'm gonna be expecting here. But then we have Gladiator against Meraxes. Like I'm pretty sure Meraxes is gonna win that matchup by far. On top of the Ophelia that has a pretty high ganking presence, depending on what creep she gets. Same goes for Parasite. But I mean, Gladiator and Parasite are not just gonna kill Meraxes. He's pretty damn tanky. He has a good stun for Gladiator for melee. And there's also a Moira that has like how much range is it? Like 4K range on the on the Ephemeral Forge. I think Recent Gaming is in a good spot here to come back, and I want to see a full series here.
Yeah,
That's all.
With that.
Saying it could be in trouble here. He's being very aggressive.
Yeah, he is. I'm also looking at Gladiator here. He's been pretty aggressive, but he's going to be fine. Mora's not really that close just yet. But there's that aggressive Zane as you're talking about it. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, he forced out. He planned that. Pretty well done. Glacier should have waited with the freeze as soon as he saw the TP in Zane's inventory. But that's a minor mistake.
So,
usually people doesn't have TPs this early in the game.
Well, is that worth 135 gold, though, just to, like, leech a little bit of extra experience early on? I don't know. That just seems...
The plan was to gain lane control with that move, because when Swiftblade starts spinning, Zane would, Swiftblade would deal damage to Zane's minions, and hopefully it will push the lane in favor of Zane so he could get XP. That was the whole plan behind it, but it kind of failed. Swiftblade didn't hit Zane's creeps, and now he just wasted TP gold.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty clever. That's the case.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
But,
Zane knows the zero. He knows the limits.
Didn't work.
And, and Glacius is out of mana now.
Yeah, that's one of the walls. Can be pretty frustrating to deal with. So Glacius having to feel that. But yeah, I mean, Swift Blade, he is, of course, getting free farm here, as you would expect at the same time. So
mid lane, Praxis is 300 DPM, and Gladiator is 250. Swinging a lot because it's very early into the game.
yeah, 9-1 versus 8. You know, I mean, it's very close,
it's-
obviously. Nothing too much to really look into there yet. But Midas versus Dark Lady, Midas 5-1, Dark Lady 12-2. So Imma Boy having a much better time.
Yeah, but that's to be expected because she's a short laner. But Midas is having a really good time for Suicide, and there's a massive wave coming in. I wonder how that happened. I didn't watch it, but Midas with the lane control. Now Moira just pulled, so that's unfortunate. But Midas is level 3 at this point, doing a lot better than game 1.
Yeah. Compared to Pharaoh, though, both of them are level 3, so
Oh yeah.
keep an eye in comparison there. How they managing.
I'd say that Pharaoh is going to be in a lot higher risk of dying against the Swiftblade Glacius lane than Midas is against the Dark Lady, at least until she gets her Ghost Marchers.
Yeah.
That's when she will be starting to try and kill the Suicide. Ophelia coming in here. Oh, he's farming with the Vulture Lord. That's the best way to get farm with Ophelia. If you can catch a Vulture Lord and have a stack going.
Look at that, yeah. That's a huge stack, too. Wow. She's going to hit level 5 off of this.
That's how you farm with Ophelia. That's how you farm with Ophelia. Shuriken was sitting on 210 DPM with Ophelia. Tankafet is already up to 270 with this Vulture Lord.
Yeah.
It all comes down, like, I didn't watch if Shuriken got a Vulture Lord or whatnot, and he probably didn't have anyone to stack for him. But this is how you farm with Ophelia. That's the most efficient way to farm. And you can even do it with Parasite as well. If you're looking to play Parasite and TMM, try to stack the medium camp or the small camp when you're running past them.
Yeah.
And then farm them with a Vulture Lord. A lot of farm.
Yeah, that was some very, very friendly spawns there for Ophelia, but
Yeah.
made it work. That's what matters. When you do get those spawns, making it work middle lane, no initiation, just more access, boxing him out with that stomp of his, and
Yeah.
making a statement there. How's it progressing now? I mean, they're both actually pretty evenly matched. I was on board with you that Moraxis figure probably just would have just had the better time ultimately, but he's actually competing against this Moraxis here. Look at Zane.
I mean, it mostly comes down to Tangafit not ganking. He's level 5 now. He still hasn't tried a gank. I'd say that Moraxis and Ophelia should have a really easy time killing the Gladiator. But Tangafit is focusing a lot more on farming than he is on ganking.
Yeah.
Which doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be bad. That's not what I'm saying. But I kind of expected Tangafit to go for some ganks.
There's a level 6 more Axis, so Matrax is ready to come and do some damage, but
Ophelia's in a really aggressive position here. This is going to be Dark Lady has her Ghost Marchers. They're gonna go for a kill on Midas.
Yeah, gonna try to outplay him right here. Silence comes out from Dark Lady, of course, with those Dark Blades. Can he buy time to get away? No, he cannot. Tankafet with the Bloodlust kill, so good patience there, and obviously the great initiation choice. The Dark Blades, too much to deal with.
Yeah, and on top of that, Dark Lady bought Moira time to put in with her Lucian, and then all of a sudden, Ophelia's Catman also walked in, and that was just too much for even a Midas to deal with. And a Bloodlust for Tankafet. So he's gonna have a really great time. He's almost 400 DPM. Like when you see an Ophelia with this much farm, she's gonna be wrecking in team fights. She's gonna have an Astrolabe, Mana Ring. Eventually, maybe even I think Dark Lady might go Abyssal, but Ophelia is going to transition into that. And there's the gank. That's the gank I was expecting. But Parasite's doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, Gladiator, he's going to try to live, and he will barely live. More access off to the side is going to be fine, but now the chase is on. Swift Blade, Swift Slashes goes off. More one Murano attack should do her in as it does. Meanwhile, Glacius got picked off. He was actually dealing with Pharaoh off to the side. The pitfall lands on Ophelia, sets up a transmute, and Ophelia does get taken out, so the dive continues. And it may not be over. Okay, it looks like it is, as they're happy with the two that they got there. But yeah, Glacius dying off to the side over here. Made it a little bit funky, but still.
That was really great rotations from Team Who. They, like, Certus ported in from the shore lane to assist in this team fight. That was really, like, that reminded me of how the old Lions or BMG was playing. Like, they would always take the first team fight in mid lane, where everyone would put in, and then they would go for the kill. And that was kind of what happened. and well executed as well.
Gladiator right
Top
there.
lane,
I don't know if that was just if he thought
Yeah.
he had some T support, but he actually used his combo there for nothing.
I'm not sure either. I think he just wanted to put some like use his mana, deal some damage to Meraxes, and then port and then run home.
Yeah, I guess so.
To like be mana efficient or get some value out of the mana instead of just running home with half mana. Meanwhile, Omi didn't die, so he's 300 DPM still. Like pretty much very close to Gladiator at this point. He's gonna get a fairly early pull key if he can keep up this trend. And Gladiator's hitting top. They are gonna make a play on Dark Lady.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. And Midas level 6. And Mara is not level 6, so if they can execute correctly, like with a good stun luck series, Dark Lady will die.
Yeah, has that call to arms. Again, a little bit easier to land now, so gonna try to use it right. No, there's just a pitfall. Catches Moira. Transmute to follow. She does get her Shards of Harkon off, though. Look at Midas, the return damage onto him. Glacius, he's not freezing Dark Lady. I don't know why he didn't freeze Dark Lady the whole time. He was trying to go for the kill on Moira, and it's not going to happen. The pitfall, it will connect, but the Ophelia's touch just before. Camarado attacks. It's not going to be enough, and another Shards of Harkon. So finally, Glacius finishes him off, but they used a lot of resources right here. Great return from Reason Gaming, and Glacius also taken out right there. Ends up picking up all over the place, but Dark Lady turned that big time.
That might have thrown the game. That might have thrown the game. Dark Lady just got a bunch of kills, has a lot of farm, and the tier 2 up here is gonna go down. Like, you don't go for Moira when you have this much firepower. You go for the Dark Lady. That's an important kill to get. Killing the Moira is just gonna get like Dark Lady some more XP in the lane while Moira is dead. Bot lane, Sing goes down though.
Yeah.
Similar kind of gank happening, but as I was saying, like Dark Lady is gonna snowball. She is almost 500. She is 500 DPM. Who is going to stop a Dark Lady with 500 DPM on this Legion side?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is why Sink bans this hero.
Yeah,
she just gets ridiculous if she gets.
She's gonna be unstoppable.
Yep. That's the goal, of course, for Reason, so that's where they're executing. But now I will say, can't forget about Ceratus here at the bottom lane, playing the Swift Blade. Sure, he's not as high, but 440 gold per minute. He is going the Abyssal Skull first, though, and I do think you can kind of criticize that a little bit. I mean, again, obviously it's a great item, but if they want to compete, it seems like, I mean, I guess that you can see it one of two ways. Well, do they get the team fight item and then use that to combat with, knowing that that's possibly going to be happening throughout this early game? Or do you go the Rune Cleaver, more of the flash farming tool to try to compete and progress on?
I think Certus is going like a sort of early Swiftblade I want to fight build instead, like because the Swiftblade with 400 DPM versus Dark Lady with 400 DPM is going to lose versus Dark Lady. That's just how it is. That's I mean, Swiftblade is out carried by Dark Lady in that sense. So I think Certus realizes that. So did you catch that?
Yeah, he pressed R and he won the game.
Yeah, nothing to the skill blade stepping in. Anyway, so yeah, I think Certus realized that's what's gonna happen. Dark Lady has a great time, so they need to make moves on her, and not like tell her that she's pretty, but like kill her. It's some pretty intense moves.
Yeah.
And that's what they gotta do to win this game. Because she is, like, there's no stopping her. It's going to be stacked in jungle for her as well as soon as she gets her cleaver, if that's what she chooses to go, which I'm pretty confident that she will.
Oh, man, again, going to jump on a Gladiator right here, more assisting, but a little too much response. In fact, the flank, Glacius is coming in. It could actually set up a stop. Yeah, Dark Lady going to be stunned right there. Does he have to follow up in time? The pitfall, it's not going to be in time. And Dark Lady gets away.
I mean, it's a really good response from Team Who. They're porting in, like rescuing their teammates, but that was maybe a bit too much porting in to really make sense. Like that's not efficient either. That was 3 people top now, and you don't want to lose the farm race either against an Ophelia Dark Lady lineup. So maybe they're going they're extending a little bit too far into these port-ins. That doesn't result in a kill in the end.
Triple stack Ancients on the Legion side. We'll use that here soon.
Yeah, that's true. And Pharaoh can stack his Ancients with his Rocket now, so he should also have a stack going up fairly soon.
He's pushing the bottom lane. Obviously, Zane finally finding some decent opening here.
Yep.
To get some free farm. But he's going to have to fall back. But there's those triple stack ancients. Moira's coming in with the illusion, and actually does have backup nearby.
He's dead.
He's in trouble.
Oh my God,
Arcane Vortex. Look at the showdown to hold Moraxis in place, though, after the side, so they're going to prevent him from jumping in. But there goes Dark Lady jumping in. Pharaoh with the catch as well, and Swiftblade will die. So beautiful fight at the Ancients there, and they're going to steal it on top of it.
And they were low as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Worst case scenario right there. Is he going to call arms? Yes, he is. It catches Pharaoh right here, so they're going to try to get a response out of this, but Pharaoh's tanking the damage. And the puzzle box means it's not going to be doing nearly enough. Only level 1. Swiftblade spins in, though. Matrax is up for Moraxis. Gladiator ends up getting picked off, and Legion team realizing that they just do not have the firepower right now. They have to fall back. Moira will get picked up to the side, however, so maybe they do. As they go back in, a big cluster right there with the mummy walls. Parasite's inside of it, though, and he ends up getting taken out. Yes, he's on top of all of them. And now the catch on a Midas. The Darkblade's continuing to do too much work. He goes down, Swiftblade spin. And now he's caught in place, being blocked somewhat. Is trying to run away. This fight's just not ending right here. Moraxis with the stomp to finish off Glacius, and I think it just finally ended. But wow, Reason Gaming dominating that fight, and Darkity just continues to get bigger and better. Rune Cleaver finished, by the way.
Yeah, 13 minutes. That's intense.
Is he gonna chase?
I mean, I knew that fight was not going to go well for Team Who. Even though that Searcher's bought back, it wasn't going to go well because Ophelia still had ulti and Astrolabe buff, and she had 3 minions, and they run straight into those minions. Like that was a massive cluster, and Ophelia had 3 minions hitting as well. So like Swiftblade ulti, actually Swiftblade used ulti on Mara and killed her, I believe, at Ancients, but. Recent Gaming are just executing these team fights flawlessly, almost. And Breaky, I can feel the comeback, man. I can feel the comeback.
No, Recent Gaming again. They do not want to be done just yet. Clearly.
No, I mean this is Recent Gaming on their their best heroes. This is the match you get. This is the best match Recent Gaming could ask for. They get some really comfy heroes, and they're facing a lineup that doesn't have a whole lot of structure. I would be surprised if Recent Gaming is not going to take this serious.
Yeah. Again, they had a lead last game that kind of fell apart, but this game it's definitely different. In fact, this is even a much bigger lead than they had last game, and it's just all coming together so nicely because the 4 of them are pushing while Dark Leaders just continues to farm the top lane. With that Rune Cleaver, they're going to join together and take out this secondary tower. Now it looks like at only not even 15 minutes into this game, they're already doing this. So
yep.
This will be their 3rd tower kill here.
That's the power of the Dark Lady lineup the Ophelia lineup with a Dark Lady in the back. She is getting ridiculously farmed mid lane. Gladiator.
No chance. He's dead. They're running in. The nice stop with the Arcane Vortex, though. So Parasite jumps in, but he's by himself because the Arcane Vortex stalling his teammates. And Moraxis is going to be able to escape. Another just great stop there.
I mean, Team Who finally had an opening. They could maybe come back, and Nier says, nope, I'm sorry. Eat an Arcane Vortex, please.
Yeah.
Imma Boy, farming 560 GPM. He has his Abyssal and a Rune Cleaver now. When he gets his strong in head, if he gets his strong in head, he's gonna be unstoppable. There's nothing that can kill him. And yeah, I think Team Who is thinking about what they're gonna do in Game 4.
Yeah, that's I'm sure possibly on their minds here again. You know, they had a 2-0 lead going into this, and
yeah,
obviously, so there is that fallback for them, and I'm getting at this Gladiator pickup specifically. It was a little funky. Now,
yeah.
I don't think, like, he had a good laning phase, so it's not like it was a bad pickup in that sense, but again, the synergy not necessarily there. It just doesn't seem like he's not great of an initiator compared to other ones, of course, so.
I don't think it was the Gladiator pick. I think it was they started this. Parasite getting caught.
Yeah, this could be a final fight if it goes horribly for Who, and right now it's a bad start. Parasite, he gets taken out. There's the call to arms, hits a couple of Euros, but not a whole lot of follow-up. Glacius is like, come at me, bro. But Reason, they're not going to be distracted. They want to just commit to the Conquer kill. Moira will get caught. She's, well, she's crazy, apparently. Nope, the Arcane Vortex, big stop in the background. The wall comes up. No, not just yet for Pharaoh. He's waiting for it, but it doesn't matter. The damage intense. Transmute, though, from Midas, but you already see the vote to concede happening, and you can't blame them. The Dark Lid is getting way too out of hand already. Swiftblade, he's trying to run. It doesn't matter. GG, well played. We are going to a game 4. They did not want to. They did not want to deal with that much longer. So, understandably, they throw in the white flag there.
Yep. I mean, as I was saying, I don't think this game came down to the Gladiator pick, but overall, the lineup had no like synergy between it. Like there was no Flux Engineer combination. It was like a complete different drafter was drafting this game than the previous 2 games.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to say about that. Just maybe they should probably go back to what they did in game 1 and game 2. That obviously worked for them.
Yeah, but I will say that, again, the Reason Gaming, they